So my most favorite memory from psych is every single day. I love teaching this class. I'm lucky because it's probably the best class I could possibly teach, and kids are generally in a good mood here, and they want to do it, so every single day is the best moment. The worst moment was when, years and years ago, I caught someone cheating. They would not own up to it, and then their parent didn't own up to the kid cheating, and it was obvious because it was two papers that were exact copies, and then they accused me of being racist, and that was a problem. That was the worst day.
I think my worst experience in psych was the 5 practice tests we had to do over break. They helped, but it was a lot of work. I think my favorite memory in psych this year was gotta be watching The Lion King. Best movie of all time.
My most favorite moment in psych this year was watching movies because it was a nice break from the APs. And my least favorite was waiting 40 minutes outside to get called on for an experiment, but they never did.
My most favorite moment was watching The Lion King in class. My least favorite moment was being in class the day after the AP, knowing that I had to take it late.
My favorite memory is watching The Awakening in psych, and my least favorite memory is coming back from Allstate and being really sick, having not prepared for the test, and bombing it.
My favorite activity was watching movies in psych at the end of the year, and my least favorite activity was studying for the AP exam.
My favorite part of psych was watching The Lion King, and the least favorite was the AP. My favorite thing is the forgetting curve, and my least favorite is nothing. I love psych.
My favorite thing about psych was the couch, and I didn't have a least favorite thing.
My favorite thing about psych were all the fun activities we did, and my least favorite thing was all the tests we had to take.
My favorite part of psych was learning about the brain because anatomy and physiology is really interesting and really important. My least favorite part of psych was the statistical analysis in the beginning of the year.
My favorite memory is the 8 activity, and my least favorite memory is
We're done now at this point. I think if you have some chips.
I don't know. My most favorite moment from psych is when we watched The Lion King. My least favorite was when we took any tests because they were math hard.
My favorite was learning at all the interesting things, and my least favorite was the tests. And my most favorite is The Lion King and the activities that we did with them. And my least favorite is when we did class discussions and people had debates. My favorite moment was when Mrs. Pastoressa did that experiment, with social learning or something, and she tried to make Matt Franco uncomfortable, but she couldn't. My least favorite was the Lion King project.
My favorite thing about psychology was Miss Pastoressa, and my least favorite thing about psychology was the Erickson project.
So my favorite moment from psych was probably when we were doing all the intelligence tests together, because that was really fun. And then my least favorite thing, I guess, would be the Timeline of My Life project, because I procrastinated on it too much.
So my most favorite thing about psych is dropping out of psych, and my least favorite is probably having all my homework stripped apart by Miss Pastoressa.
My best moment in psych was when I was proposed to, and my worst moment in psych was when I had a mental breakdown and started crying. My most memorable moment from psych was making the scrapbook of my life, and the least favorite was failing tests over and over again. My favorite part of psych is when we possibly trained someone in the class. My least favorite part of psych was reading the textbook. My favorite thing was learning about the psychosexual stages, whatever, by Freud, and my least favorite thing was just doing the tests and the scrapbook project.
The most was when we were able to have activities within the unit, and then the least favorite thing was all the tests we had.
Oh, I'm supposed to speak? Awkward. Okay, so my least favorite part of psych was doing those take-home tests in the library because I just gotten back from Europe and I was jet lagged and it was 4 a.m, but not really, and I was crying. And my favorite part of psych is probably all the stories Miss Pastoressa tells us to remember the terms.
Alright, so my least favorite topic from psych was the brain because I was just really bad at memorizing all the stuff from it. And my most favorite probably was therapy because the therapy treatments and stuff like that. It was just interesting to learn about.
Okay, my most memorable event from psych this year was watching The Lion King, and the least memorable was failing a good majority of the tests.
My favorite thing about psych was the drunk goggles, and my least favorite was the tests that we got over April break prepping for the AP exam.
Can't believe it. Paulie, I'm not in the mood right now. Okay, that's fine. I'm trying to think of the year.
The train project, my favorite, and
Eyes and ears unit. Yeah.
My favorite part of psych was the operant conditioning experiment, and my least favorite was memorizing the parts of the brain.
My favorite part of psych were the demonstrations, and the worst part of psych were the tests. My least favorite thing in psych is all the vocab terms, and my favorite thing in psych is learning about myself, and yeah. My favorite moment in psych was watching The Lion King after the AP exam. My least favorite moment was sitting behind Alexander for the course, because I don't think he showered that much this week, so it's been a struggle.
Okay. My least favorite moment from psych was my test grades I would get back. My favorite moment was the stories that she always told.
Okay, my favorite part of psych is Pastoressa, and she's probably one of the best teachers I ever had. And then my least favorite part of psych is the right side of the classroom, because they're annoying and rude.
The best part was our class discussions, and the worst part is the back side of the room. They're annoying.
Watching The Lion King is my most favorite moment, and least favorite is having been pressed me about this project.
My favorite part about psych was learning about it because I'm very interested in it, and my least favorite was all the vocab I had to memorize.
My favorite part was the Lion King project, and my least favorite part was reading the textbook.
My favorite part of psych was that it actually interested me and kind of opened my eyes to a different world. And my least favorite part was preparing for the AP.
My favorite thing about psych last year was the many experiments that we did in class and the various examples that you went over, Miss Pastoressa. And my least favorite were the tests.
My favorite thing about psych was doing the demonstrations in class, and my least favorite thing about psych was the tests because I thought they were really hard.
The thing I like most about AP Psych is just watching movies and analyzing the psychological terms, but the thing I don't like is doing projects.
My favorite part of AP Psych was watching The Lion King. My least favorite part is going through the Quizlets before every test.
My favorite part was learning about all the psychological disorders, and my least favorite part, I guess I didn't have one. I really love psych.